Okay, so I want to give a little review of this guy. Just take off, which is from Sabayan Tech. This is a Bluetooth microphone, and of course it's got no wires. And I'm currently using this, obviously, and I'm recording it from my iPhone using the application that it comes with. So let me just flip this video around. If I push the right button, that might help. Right, so here is the box it comes in. Really nice high quality box actually. My background is actually in graphic design and packaging design, so I realised that these guys have actually spent a bit of time, effort, and a lot of just a lot of thought putting this together. Got two different baffles. I'm actually wearing one right now, and this is another version. Can put on the top. This one's obviously designed for any external recording. This would be useful to help fight any sort of wind noise that you might get out on occasion. Obviously I'm indoors right now. Other than an aircon, there's not much wind going on in here. Charging cable, and you've got an earpiece, which I was a little bit surprised to see this, but actually I've found it quite useful to have. If you want to hear back a recording, it's a lot better to hear, use a pair of headphones to get an idea of how quality of that recording is. So that was a nice little unexpected addition, and I have found this to be generally quite useful, more than I perhaps would have thought, to be honest, but there you go. One thing I do need to say, which is easy for me to forget, is that there is an application that comes with the microphone, and it is best to use that. Otherwise, it's not going to work, basically. So this is the biggest thing about you do need to be aware of. Yes, it comes with its own application. Application works great. A few different modes for vlogging, interviews, etc. Seems to work very well from the few times I've had a little play with it. But you are not going to be able to use this if you're doing, for example, a Facebook Live. Unless, and there is a way around that problem, and the way around that is actually to buy a second microphone. And that way then you can operate it in a master and slave sort of setup. You would obviously wear one and be recorded into one device. It would effectively then beam that audio to the other device, which is plugged into your iPhone or whatever, using any application you wish, and then you have a solution. So a reasonably elegant way around what is otherwise a significant restriction. As I say, I'm recording this direct into the application itself, and guess I will then sort of download it and add it to my blog, etc. But if you want to do something live and use another application to do that, then yes, you're going to need that second microphone. I've only just invested in one, so I can't talk in detail about how that works. I guess my logic was I'll try this out for a few days, weeks, before deciding if it's worth me getting a second microphone, if I really feel it's important to have live straight into a different application. My feeling right now is I may not need to do that, but if I did, this comes in a black and white version. Obviously I've got the black here. I will then buy the white, and I can use black or white depending on what I'm wearing, and kind of hide it a little bit based on that. In terms of the audio quality, I think it's a pretty good level of audio quality. It's up to you to decide. If you are considering purchase, I would really recommend watching this with a pair of headphones. That way you have a lot better idea of the quality of the microphone. If you're just hearing playback through your smartphone or computer or whatever, then you're not going to really be able to tell or make a conclusion. Now I'm recording this straight into an iPhone right now. I'm only about a foot away from the iPhone, and honestly, in this sort of situation, probably the internal microphone is probably sufficient. However, if I needed to move further away, a couple of meters, and you can move as far away as about 10 meters using this device. And of course, with this device, there's no loss in audio quality because I'm still exactly the same distance away from the microphone. Unlike my iPhone or any other kind of recording device, obviously the audio is going to be really, really limited, and honestly, it's not really going to work. Now, I don't pretend to be a microphone expert in for any level, but what I do know, certainly from my own experience, is that a microphone that is not plugged into your computer or your laptop is inherently going to be a better solution, and that's because computers have a lot of internal noise, fans, etc., processing, and that is inherently going to kind of floor any microphone that's plugged in. Of course, there's different quality levels, probably ranging from $10 up to a couple $100, but beyond that, they're pretty much all going to be external microphones because of that inherent limitation. So the basic premise of being able to record on a device which is still external, but be able to record live and not have to match the audio and the video up together in post edit is a real blessing. I have found it a real pain in the backside, and being polite to have to match those things up. I'm not a video editor at all, and either I know I begrudgingly do that, or we send it off to someone else to do that for us. But it's a hassle. It just delays you getting your content out there in the world, and that's not a good thing. So I think this is a really nice, simple solution to that, which is why I decided to buy it and give it a try. This is available for $99. I think I bought it for about that, which I think is quite an easy purchase price point. If you're producing some videos, particularly if it's business related in any way, I think it's fairly easy to justify a $100 expenditure to give this a try. Yeah, and I guess you can decide if that's something that you want to invest in. If you are doing an interview type situation where you're going to need two or possibly other microphones, again, of course, you can do that. Each subject person would actually have a different microphone each, and then you'd either, sort out the video tin later on. And of course, then if you've got two, you've got this master and slave as a bonus. Otherwise, I think it's a little bit of a difficult purchasing decision. You're going to pay twice as much, but not get any better level of microphone performance itself. But it does give you the flexibility. So that's for you to decide if that's worth the little additional investment. Personally, I really like this solution, and I would actually really like it if there was actually a pro level that maybe was $150, $200 just for one, with a slightly higher spec microphone performance. And I think it's okay. I think it's acceptable. I think it's pretty reasonable. But honestly, I'd like it to be a little bit higher, and I think that would be worth a little bit extra. So maybe in the future, Sabine Tech will do that. We'll see. But I've seen sort of other people giving pretty good reviews of this as well, and I think that's my conclusion, that this is a pretty good device, well worth considering if you're producing blogs, any sort of frequency, and want to improve the quality. I think the best way to improve the quality is through a microphone. This is quite a nice, neat, easy solution to do that. Okay, so that's it from me. I'll include a link direct to them, and I have no affiliate link with them. It's just my honest opinion. My goal here is just to really give sort of tips to other entrepreneurs, small business owners that are looking to increase the amount of prospects, that increase their messaging, get more prospects, and to increase the profit in their business. And hopefully this review will help in its own small way achieve that. That's it from me. Over and out. See you in the next one.